did a bit over 300 profit.
How many places do you have now?
We've got 12 places at the moment.
How many hours on this business do you work per week?
15, 20, honestly. The pricing stuff I think was the most valuable for me. Basically just got everything that was in your head into my head. The Airbnb business was a lot better as far as consistency and growth potential, probably longevity as well. It's definitely easier. I wish I had been doing it like years earlier, for sure.
So this is my student, Johno. He joined in the end of 2023. Is that right? Or was it end of 2022?
End of 2022, yeah, early 23. Yeah, we just after last Europe trip, which was, late 22. And then I think we got our first place around January. Just missed Christmas, New Year's, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And now it's September 2025. So you're coming on 3 years since you watched the course. How many places do you have now?
We've got 12 places at the moment. Yeah, so we had 13. It's probably the most we had at one time, and then we got rid of one. So it's back to 12 now, yeah.
Why'd you get rid of that one?
The owners wanted that one back, actually. So, yeah.
Okay. And they're all rental arbitrage. You rent them from the owner.
Yep.
And how many of them did you put furniture in yourself?
Probably half furnished, I would say, and half came furnished, yeah.
And so you haven't gotten a place for 6 months, right? You haven't gotten any new ones?
Yeah, about 6 months. We just had the 12, yep.
And what was the approximate net profit in the last year or last financial year or whatever?
Yeah, so last financial year, we did a bit over 300 profit.
Australian dollars?
Yep.
300K?
Yep, and I'd say we're probably tracking for more than the next financial year.
Okay, is that because you stopped scaling? So like
Yeah, exactly. So as you're putting more cash back into getting new ones set up, it affects your profitability, obviously. So now that we've just let 12 run for another 9, 10 months, that's, going to definitely impact profitability for sure. Yeah, so it'll probably add another, 50, 60K to profit or something.
Yeah,
I'd
nice.
say for you, yeah.
And you're scaling your property portfolio as well using your higher tax returns now.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best thing about it. So we treat the business just for cash flow, just to pretty much fund our serviceability for purchasing property, essentially. So the better our business goes, like the more our serviceability we have for purchasing property, which is our ultimate goal to, get a big property portfolio.
Yeah, okay. So we're in Europe now, and you've been over here for like three weeks already, or a month so far?
Yeah, I've been here for about 3.5 weeks. So I'll be here for, about a month by the time we get home.
And was that the first time you left the business for so long?
Yeah. So probably the longest I've been away is probably about a week, I would say. But Michelle, my partner, who I run the business with, she was, home to oversee. But we're both in Europe now. So that's like the longest we've let the business sort of run on autopilot, essentially. Yeah.
Who is sorting out the problems back in Australia or messaging guests?
Yeah, so we've got a really good cleaning team that we use, and we can just use them to do smaller sort of odd jobs that a runner would typically do. Like we don't have a dedicated runner or anything.
So are you? Are they checking the guest messages and replying or anything?
So that's the only thing we do. We just keep on top of all the guest messaging, pretty much.
So you go to bed at like what time? So like midnight in Europe. So
we usually get up around
Oh, you get up late. So you reply to them late, basically. So if they have a problem at 9 a.m., you're replying to them at like 5 p.m. when you wake up over here.
We just the main problems that I want to address are around check-in usually, because they're the most time-sensitive sort of issues. So as long as we're up a few hours before check-in and can deal with any issues that the cleaners have come across, or the guest will come across upon check-in, we can deal with that before it's.
All right. So you just kind of take the risk that no one's going to complain before, say, 3 p.m.
If there's an after-hours kind of complaint, then it's I mean, we actually have we keep our phones on. So if we get a phone call, like we have an emergency, basically phone call number.
Okay.
That they can contact. So messages like notifications off, one Australian number that they can call in case of emergency. So if there's like a lockout or something, we'll get woken up and can deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Hasn't happened yet.
Interesting. You didn't. Why don't you give the cleaner contact for that or someone?
I would rather just deal with it personally and resolve it properly than let it be handled poorly, sort of thing. Well,
Than risking it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because we've got mostly long-term stays at the moment because it's winter, so our calendar was pretty much stacked with like month stays. So there's not a lot that could go wrong while we've been away because it's, the tension points are always around check-in, check-out.
Yeah.
Once people are in and settled.
Yeah,
There's not
nice.
much that can go wrong. Yeah.
Okay, right, because it's like kind of low to shoulder season now in Australia, so you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best part about getting away.
Yeah. So,
Okay, so can we talk about Ibiza and how much you spend on the hotel? Or
look, it's like it would make it sound like I spend more than I do. Like I'm pretty frugal, really, still, because I'm
Yeah,
I'm
true,
still
yeah.
in like wealth building mode. Like I wouldn't say
Yeah.
I'm wealthy. I would say I've got good cash flow now. I've had good cash flow for a couple of years from the business, and that's helping to now build wealth. So I definitely don't splash out on big spending.
You're smart. You're valuing what you have. You're not like in spend mode.
Yeah, so we're focusing, heavily on buying property. So we save hard for deposits for property, so we can keep buying property.
So you're not spending. You're not spending any more than you were 3 years ago before you had this business.
I'm spending a bit more for sure, but not not a lot more. I pretty much keep to my same spending, like for like personal consumption, things like that. I'm not lashing out on toys or anything that I have wanted. Or this holiday has been probably the biggest spend since we've had the business. We stayed at some nice hotels in Ibiza and had a good time and for a few days there. So that was great. And it's great that we can do that sort of thing and not stress. Like the big thing is you don't really think about the money. Like it's just you've got the money and you spend it. And
you could have afforded it even before, but it's very different. Paying for it when you go to zero.
Yeah.
Versus knowing that the machine is funding it and the next month.
Yeah. It's kind of just taking a little cream off the top and it doesn't feel too bad. So it's good. It feels really good. And your daily expenses are just, you don't even think about them. Like they're just.
How many hours on this business do you work per week when you're back in Australia?
Probably 15, 20, honestly. Like I would say like every week consistently. Maybe it's a bit more some weeks. Because like when you're setting up properties, that's when you put more hours in.
Yeah. But like when you're not, so you're still working 15 to 20 even when you're not scaling in new properties?
Yeah, I would say so. Just, if you accrue all the messaging time, like going around to properties and, checking them out and stuff.
Yeah.
Little things that come up. Yeah, probably 15, 20, like I'd say. Yeah.
So what is your next plan to like outsource? You want to get a runner or a VA? What's the next step to minimize your time spent on the business?
Yeah, I think as we start getting more properties, a runner will become a priority at that point. Right now, we can live without it and just save $500,000 a week or whatever we would have as an expense. It's not a big deal, and we lean heavily on our cleaners just because they're pretty reliable. To just do small tasks for us, so they kind of feel like half the role of a runner essentially. But yeah, as we look to get another 6 to 10 properties probably over the next year, then a runner I think will be much more helpful, especially if we go away for extended periods.
Yeah, okay. And you only looked at this business as just like a cash cow, like you don't pretend it's enjoyable or anything, like it's just like a means to an end to keep buying property while you're also exploring some other projects on the side basically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
An interesting one is you basically saw the first version of the course, which has been criticized or even heavily criticized by the first couple of students. Even the critic, I mean, one of them said, this is not enough. Only one actually.
Yeah, right.
But I'm saying like it was the criticized version, and even if it's criticized, you still became like very successful.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Why do you think you were able to actually implement it versus other people who might not?
Just because I did implement it sort of immediately. I guess that's the main thing. Not sitting on your hands and just like I got the first property before I'd finished the course material sort of thing. So just got straight in.
I don't even think you finished the course.
I don't think I actually. I didn't get like I. Yeah, I mean the pricing stuff I think was the most valuable for me. Like. Oh,
you did watch that.
Yeah, I watched a lot of the pricing stuff, and I think because that was like
this year or previously.
No, originally.
Oh, okay.
So I haven't watched any of the newer, like recent content. I just watched your like original material, which would have been the criticized stuff. But I mean, it was great. Like as it just, it basically just got everything that was in your head, like out and into my head essentially. So I could just get going immediately and not figure anything out by trial and error.
Yeah.
And I just think the pricing is a very important part of it. So it's sort of, and getting the numbers like dialed in.
Yeah. So we come across people that are like intermediate to advanced hosts that they maybe think they're advanced. and they're like, well, I already use Price Labs, or I already know what I'm doing. I've got 5 stars. I'm fully booked. I'm 100% booked. I don't need help. What would you say, like, that what we do in BNB Uni compared to like what a host like that thinks they're doing really good, but they are actually stuck in a matrix of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if they're only looking at one metric, they're being fully booked, which is not always extracting the maximum value out of a property for a start. So it's, yeah, I would say knowing how to use Price Labs at an advanced level, you're going to extract a lot more out of each listing.
How much more do you think?
30-40%. Like if you were like using it poorly versus like using it well and like really dialed in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like Price Labs itself constantly evolves too. And so if you don't evolve with the new tools that they bring in and, you know, the optimizations, like it's like you want to be across that sort of thing as well.
Yeah.
And how do you like implement those as best possible? So yeah, I think like, yeah, just looking at it and being like, we're fully booked, so we know how to use Price Labs is definitely not always the case. Yeah.
I think that something that many people miss is it starts with like firstly the property selection, the feasibility, like can this 1 better or 2 better actually work in this location? And then it's like, okay, furnishing it for the type of people that are going to stay in this location, styling it as well. I don't know, like fucking having this draped over the couch rather than a blank couch, like small stuff like plants, etc. And then photographing it in that way, adding extra photos, doing the whole listing properly. And then that all flows into like allowing that pricing strategy to actually work. Whereas if you're just trying to, if it's just like an IKEA furnished place, you can still squeeze more out of the Price Labs, but there's still a limitation, like where you can just make a few tweaks. Like we see students jump on the live calls and then we just make a few tweaks and then they get double, triple the bookings.
For sure. Yeah.
So you said before you had the e-com business that kind of failed mainly because of the exchange rate differences.
Yeah, it didn't really fail. It was just the
became unfeasible.
Yeah, basically the whole like economics of that market shifted for a few reasons, and it just sort of made it non-viable anymore. Essentially, it was an e-commerce business, and we're selling kayaks, and that was doing really well because we were essentially the only supplier of these in Australia. So we sort of had like a regional distribution for Australia, essentially. A big box store came in, essentially, and just flooded the market, and that pretty much killed the business. Like it ended up killing the business for them as well, because there was just too much supply, essentially. So there's a nice balance of supply. When we were doing it, we could extract like maximum value from each sale, and then the margins just got completely squeezed out, and it wasn't viable once there was too much supply.
So I guess the question we've got is, as you were kind of gradually realizing what was happening with that business. So how was the feeling going from like, I'm getting kind of rug pulled from this business, to then finding Airbnb, and now it's kind of consistently working so far in terms of like your goals financially?
Yeah, I mean, this is heaps. Like it's a lot better, the Airbnb business for sure, as far as like consistency and growth potential, probably longevity as well. So it's a much better business. I wish I had been doing it like years earlier for sure. Yeah.
So in hindsight, you would have.
I think it's a better business to get into than most e-commerce businesses. Put it that way. It's definitely easier, which is great.
Easier than e-com.
Yeah.
Really? I thought e-com was easy because you just kind of post boxes around.
E-com's tricky. Like it can be. It depends on what products you're selling, and there's a lot to it. There's just a lot more moving pieces to e-com. There's a lot more to know, I would say. Like you got to be across more domains of like knowledge and skills, because you're like one of the great things about Airbnb is that the demand side is taken care of for you. Essentially, like you're just listing on Airbnb and other platforms, and the eyes are there, and as long as you bring supply that's good, it works. Whereas with e-com, a lot of the time you kind of like you're straddling both sides. Like you've got to coming with the supply, you're creating the demand through all your marketing efforts and everything. So just being able to focus on the supply side with Airbnb is fantastic. So that's what I definitely love about that business. It's like if you put up more listings that are great, like you're gonna make more money. Like that's basically how it works.
Yeah. How resilient do you think Airbnb is in the next 5 to 10 years, considering AI and technology and everything? Seems to be.
I think it's as far as AI and technology, it's a, like, at the end of the day, it's a physical service, and so it's going to be hard to get disrupted by AI in the sense that, like, AI is not going to replace a physical location for someone to stay. Like, so that's definitely great resilience as far as the, you know, the coming present, like, AI shift. So I'm feeling pretty safe, like, confident and safe in that regard. How AI will shift the way you need to market listings and, you know, what the platforms do with it, that'll just continue to evolve, I guess, and we'll have to adapt.
Yeah, like maybe Google comes and wipes out Airbnb or some shit, but it's still going to be the same. It's still people wanting to book beds in cities.
Yeah, short-term real estate demand is not going away, like, because of AI. So it's definitely an AI-resistant industry, which is great, yeah.
All right. Thanks for joining, Jonathan.